changing around the camera angle slightly. We'll be returning back to the other camera angle. So again, warming up. Warming up is key. So the warm-up phase is really, really, really important. The warm-up phase is there to increase blood flow, get blood flow circulating around the body. We want to elevate our heart rate slightly and elevate our breathing slightly. And we want to induce slight sweating so that we're slightly sweating on the skin. Very slightly, okay? And with that, what that will help us to do is, that will help us to be prepared. So when we start doing our actual activities, we'll be in a better prepared state. What do we want to prevent? We want to prevent somebody pulling a muscle. We want to prevent somebody having soreness and aches and pains after they exercise. And then we want to stop somebody being overtly fatigued, so that we're being aware that people are cancer survivors or being diagnosed with cancer. So we want to be able to encourage them to exercise as much as possible and not make them feel as if they're exercising and making their bodies feel more worn out, more fatigued, more tired, more feel as if they're not going to be able to carry on doing other exercises, other activities and duties that they would normally do, like maybe go to the shops or maybe cook for themselves, have a meal, or maybe do household chores, that they're so fatigued and tired that they can't do any of these things simply because they've exercised and pushed themselves too much. So this is what we want to try and stop. We want to try and stop this. Yeah? So what are we looking to try to do in terms of activity? The main part of your activity after you've done your warm-up now is general movement. Yeah? So we want to increase range. We want to increase endurance capacity, and we want to establish your body frame and your core as having a real strong central base. Yeah? And again, the level of and degree of vigorous intent is going to be very different depending on where you are on the scale. And it's really important for you to go at your own pace and not to feel like you have to exercise for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. We're not setting any boundaries or any time constraints on your ability to exercise. What we want to do is we want to create an environment where you're comfortable and that you're happy with working. Okay? So that's one of the things that we're actually looking to try to do. All right? So let's organize and adjust ourselves. Okay, so yeah, just adjusted the camera and the angle again. So we're going to do some we're just going to do some examples of different kind of things that we can do. So let's try and look at some different activities and things that we can do. All right. So we have a wall here that we can use. There's different things that we can do with the wall, and we can do different things with our arms. Yeah. So we can do this one sitting down. Yeah. So again, there's different types of exercises, different types of activities that we can use. There's various martial art type activities and movements that we can do. Tai Chi and Qi Gong are very, very, very ancient methods of exercise that we can use. Tai Chi and Qi Gong is heavily associated and linked with Wing Chun, Chinese boxing, Shaolin, and various types of martial arts. And Qi Gong and Tai Chi are very slow, meditative, relaxed activities and motions that we can use to give us that exercise intensity that is adequate for this level, but also doesn't make us feel as if we're not doing anything, and at the same time allowing us to work at our own pace so that we don't feel out of breath, we don't feel physically exhausted and fatigued to the point where we can either injure ourselves or not going to want to exercise later on. Okay, so there are some movements that we can do with our hands. Yeah. So first, if we just imagine that we're holding a ball in our arms like this. Yeah. And if we breathe in and breathe out, breathe in and breathe out. Yeah. And then if we turn the ball this way and breathe in and breathe out, breathe in and breathe out. Yeah. Now remember, what I'm doing is I'm taking some of the basic Qigong and Tai Chi principles and I'm adapting them specifically to what I'm doing. Yeah. So I'm modifying some of the Tai Chi and Qigong activities so that we can have an adapted version of an activity, a set of movements that we can use to keep ourselves active. Yeah. So again, if we take the arms to the side, and then if we turn the hands that way, and then if we push out, stretch the arms and the fingers, I'll go to the side and show you, and then back again to this side and push out. So let's go back in the middle. Imagine that you're holding a ball and you're pushing it down, and it's and turn and twist to the other side, and then push your hands out. And then back in again, and again. And and push your hands out, back to the side, push your hands out. Yeah. So let's just try and do one circuit of that. These are like some upper body arm movements. They're good for your hands, your wrists, your forearms, your arms, your shoulders, your chest, and for your back and your neck. Yeah? So, we're going to push. We're going to go back in. And then we're going to go and twist. And we're going to push out again. Yeah. And we can bring the hands back to this position, and we can do that. And then we can palm, push away with your palm. And then we can push away again with the other palm. And then we can push away again with the other palm. Yeah. And then we can do that movement with your hands. And then we can go back again and we can do that movement there. And then we can go again. Okay. Back into the center. And we go to the side again. We twist and push out. Back into the middle, to the side, and we can twist and push out. And back into the middle again. Now, how many times would you repeat this? There is no set rule of how many times you would repeat this. You repeat as many times as you can feel comfortable. Yeah? If you've got a wall or a background, as I mentioned before, we can take that same movement, yeah, and we can decide that if we're going to the side and touch the wall and push against it, and I go again and touch the wall and push against it, gently pushing. What that does, instead of going against the thin air, that wall now becomes a target that you can anticipate and measure how much pressure, how much force are you using as you're pushing your hand against it. Yeah? So these are good exercises that you can do. Yeah? Okay? So again, examples of different things that you can do. I'm going to show some lower body things now. If I just angle the camera. So with the lower body, I can stand in this stance, and if I push, and push, and then if I sit and squeeze and lift up, and sit and squeeze and lift up. Let me adjust the other camera again. So if I lean and push, and lean again and push, and then turn in front, and if I squat and sit and come up, squat and sit and come up, and then if I turn in this direction, and if I squeeze and push, and one more time, squeeze and push. Yeah? These are lower body exercises that we can do. Okay? So what we're gonna try and do is, I would like to now, can we combine the upper body with the lower body as one set of movements that anybody at any level can do, no matter how experienced you are, or no matter how much time you trained or exercised or worked out or done physical activity, anybody can do these movements. So we're going to go and then we're going to go and turn and push and turn and push. Yeah? And one more time. And turn and push. And the other side now. And turn and push. Yeah? And then we're going to go to the side, squeeze, and to the side, and squeeze. And we're going to go in front, and squeeze, and we're going to go in front again, and squeeze, and we're going to turn to the side, squeeze, and turn to the side, and squeeze. Yeah? So you can repeat that irrespective of your level or irrespective of your degree of fitness. You can repeat that. If you're very fit or you feel that that is not challenging enough, one of the things you can do is you can get an object like a ball, and you can physically squeeze it and push it down with your hands to give you that extra force that you need. Yeah? Another thing that you can do is with that ball, you can push it out, or you can push it against a wall or a surface. And as you're pushing against that surface, you're creating more force. So if you think that standing is not sufficient enough to make it challenging. Yeah, get a ball or get an object and do the same thing and push against that object to help to create more force. So you've got more of a resistance against yourself when you're doing the actual exercise. Yeah? So that's something that I would recommend that everybody does. Something that you guys can do to help to improve your fitness. Yeah? And again, to help you begin to move against cancer. So to finish off your session, what you need to do is now you need to do static stretching. So what is static stretching? Static stretching is you're holding the limb and extending it and stretching the joints. Yeah? So if we lock our fingers in like this and push our hands forward and turn our palms out, and we hold it, and we hold it for about 20 seconds. And we finished there. And if we put our hand behind our shoulder blade here and hold on to this arm, and if we pull, stretch, and if we do the same here and we stretch, yeah, and then if we do the same here in the front, twice, left and right, not twice, sorry. And then if we twist our bodies round, one hand on the hip and twist and hold. Twist our bodies round, twist and hold. Yeah. And again for the legs, to stretch our legs, we have a choice. We can either hold on to a surface and pull our leg back, yeah, or we can bend our knees forward, stand with our legs in this position, and then we bend the back knee. We can sit, bend the back knee, and sit. And if we again push the back knee back out, toes pointing forward, toes pointing forward, yeah. If we do that, it can help to stretch our legs. And if we stand with our legs apart, bend one knee, keep the other leg straight. Bend one knee, keep the other leg straight. That's how we can stretch our legs. Okay, and then to do the feet, we can put our toes against the wall and stretch our ankles. We're stretching our ankles and our calves. Yeah. So these are all ways that we can stretch our limbs below. Okay, and these are all different things that we can do in terms of exercise and cancer to help ourselves in terms of addressing issues around cancer. Okay. Now, exercise is a really important, as I said before, it's not the only component and it's not the only ingredient and it's not the only thing that we can do to address cancer. It is one of the key factors that we can use to address cancer as a condition, as something that is working potentially to stop us from surviving. And our job, my job in specifically, is to show how we can keep surviving against cancer and how to use exercise as one of the tools that we have. And there's many other things. There's healthy eating, there's being hydrated, there's having good family support, having a healthy lifestyle, there's having an understanding about treatment and chemo and what are the procedures of being operated upon. And there are other professionals within the team, within the dynamic, and people with a lot of experience who can do something about it to be ready for us and to help and support us. And my job is within that team is to be the exercise and physical activity specialist. So we're going to show you over the period of time more movements. We're going to talk more about exercise. We're going to talk more about physical activity. We're going to introduce a little bit more technical jargon about exercise and how it actually affects the body, different things that exercise can do, how the cancer cells and the T cells are impacted upon through physical activity, and the role that exercise can play in terms of addressing cancer as a condition. These are some of the things that I want you to be aware of and have a better understanding of exercise and how exercise can really play a pivotal role, how it can play a key vital role, and how it can impact on your life, my life, and the life of others who are interacting with, dealing with, engaging with those who have cancer, those who have just been diagnosed with cancer, those who are cancer survivors who have had cancer for 5 years plus, those who are about to have an operation, and the whole umbrella of individuals that cancer impacts upon. And even those of you who are at home looking after those with cancer and who want to help to motivate and support them, you can do this by choosing exercise as a method and a means of dealing with and addressing cancer as a condition. So I would like for people, individuals, to join me and join my sessions and be a part of the physical activities that we're offering, and to help address exercise, physical activity and such, and cancer, and be a part of the movement against cancer to help to address the condition and come up with ways to counteract and deal with the issues around cancer. These are some of the things that I want to address and discuss and deal with and talk about with individuals. Okay? So please do join me and join others. And we'd like people out there to log in and to take part in this session. And hopefully I can get and introduce more people who have got cancer to take part in what I'm offering, and for them to see the benefit of what I'm offering and how it can help them and help develop them, you know, as individuals, help to develop them as people who cancer's impacted on their life. Yeah. So I'd really be grateful and more than happy to share what I know and to work with people who have cancer and to help to engage and enlighten individuals who've got the condition and who really want to deal with and talk about and engage what can be done to help support these people and individuals who have cancer. Yeah? And people who have the condition and who are requesting and requiring and who need the kind of service that we're offering. So those out there, we have the Zoom information. We have the link that we're putting up. Please do engage with us. Please do share your thoughts. Please do join in and share with me if you've got any specific issues around physical activity, exercise, fitness, training, anything at all, and you've got a concern. It might even be not even something that is in my program, but it might just be a general query or a question of some description. Then we would really like you to come forward with it and share it with us and tell me, you know, how I can help support you and get the best out of the situation with regards to cancer and with regards to exercise and how this can best aid you and either aid your recovery or aid your challenge in terms of cancer and how it can be addressed, you know, and we're hoping that more people will join in and be a part of what we've got to offer, and also as well more people will get into and start to follow some of the routines and some of the activities that I'm putting out there and show you guys different things that we can potentially do to make, you know, cancer not such a daunting barrier, but, you know, something that you can address yourselves without feeling uncomfortable or threatened or feeling that this is too much. Okay. Would like to network with you guys again next week. Hope you guys can tune in again. And be a part of what we're offering. You know? And please do take this opportunity to tune into my sessions. Please do. We'll be here every Tuesday between 12 and 1:30 on a regular basis, every Tuesday, 12 or 1:30, and we're offering more movement, more physical activity, more exercise type stuff. And we'll be showing you different things that we can do in terms of exercise and physical activity. Okay. And I hope you guys enjoyed the session, and do give me any feedback with regards to the sessions. Thank you.